In typical Nigerian style, the calculators are out already. Will the Super Eagles of Nigeria make it back-to-back misses at the FIFA World Cup? Or can they salvage what is left of the games going into the next rounds of World Cup qualifiers? Yes, some will say that it is water under the bridge, but others like me still optimistic, still hopeful that the Super Eagles can conjure magic and qualify for the FIFA World Cup 2026. With that, I welcome you to another exciting edition of Sports Pizza. My name is Edwin Onyebolise. Yes, I am in high spirit, I'm in good spirit, and we have a lot in store for you today. Remember, this weekend, the European Championship starts in Germany. Yes, Germany, the host. 24 countries will converge, or maybe 23 countries alongside Germany will converge in Germany to light up what is the biggest football competition in UEFA's calendar. We also saw some interesting games on the local scene, but the biggest one, the title decider, ended up being an embarrassment, a show of shame. We'll get to that and much more on the show. I'm not doing this alone. Of course, I have my right-hand guy in the studio, David. But first, let's catch our breath. When we come back, we'll start from the home front. Rangers and Enyimba descended into chaos. What happened? You'll find out right after this break. Welcome back. It is still Sports Pizza. Edwin and David in the building. David, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Edwin, I'm good. Pleasure to be here as always. I'm still reeling from just thinking about the fact Nigeria has possibility of missing back-to-back World Cups. It doesn't make sense. It shows how far we are falling as a footballing nation. Giants of Africa are no longer the giants. But there's still hope. Where there's a will, there's a way. We'll still find our way, hopefully.
All right, David, you've set the tone for today's conversation. Yeah. We'll start with his coach, Finidi George. His system, his style, his reaction, his mannerism on the field. Is this someone that can take the Super Eagles to El Dorado, or maybe, just maybe, it's a trial and error phase once again?
Well, this is the time to judge Finidi George, and I think there's a lot to unpack, We came into those pictures thinking, okay, it's going to come with a new system, but unfortunately, he went with the same system per series. We saw a back three again, and fine, there was more attacking verve going forward, but the players did not turn up on the day, and I think we still only hope that he can give us. We cannot go past the fact that it's a trial and error. This is his biggest job. Okay, the Enyimba job is a big job, but this is the biggest job he has had to handle. And I think the pressure, everything is getting to him. The fact that he starts with qualifying the nation for a World Cup after missing the last one, it's really scary to think that, where is he going to call upon? What experience is he going to call upon? Now he's in a situation where he's pushed to the wall. The press are beginning to get under his skin. And, his reaction in the press conferences, it felt like this is a man who is allowing pressure. It's too early in his tenure for him to let pressure get to him. Hopefully, he'll get the best out of the team in the remaining fixtures that are left to go.
All right. With the benefits of hindsight, do you think that he made the wrong selection? I'm not talking about the starting 11 for both games, but in terms of the players he invited. A little bit thin in the defensive areas, and we saw players who were not used to a certain position, playing that position. Bright Osai Samuel, for example, against South Africa. You also saw Benjamin Tanimu at right back, lack of pace. Just maybe, he could have brought in players who were suited to that roles, and maybe the result would have been different.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one exclusion that we are now beginning to reel from is the exclusion of Ola. I think natural right back, he should have gotten the call. I think Trustekong, now I'm looking at it, Trustekong should have been in that squad. Fine, he has not played since after the Nations Cup, but his experience and his quality is not in doubt. Being in that squad would have given more support to Shemi Ajayi, because he did a yeoman's job over this fixture. So I think now, with the benefit of hindsight, we think Finidi should have done better with his selection. But I think he put the players on the field, and also the players should take a lot of blame. They didn't come to the party. Likes of Lukman, we expected more, they didn't deliver as much as we expected. All
right, let's talk about a guy that has been much maligned since he donned the jerseys of the Super Eagles, Paul Onuachu. One goal for the Super Eagles so far, a very embarrassing return, in all honesty. But I'm going to play his advocate here. I think we're not playing to his strengths. You watch him at Belgium, you watch him with Trabzonspor at Turkey. This is a guy who fits-up services.
Yeah.
This is a guy who is guaranteed to give you goals if he gets the right services.
Yeah.
But with the Super Eagles, you get the feeling that they don't play to his strengths. While I agree that Victor Boniface and Victor Osimhen are technically better than him, but he gives you a different option. And I think the Super Eagles, so far, under different managers, have failed to utilize this option.
Yeah, I think so. I really agree with you, because I look at, and also the managers can take the blame, but also the profile of players we have at this current time are also to blame, because we look at the kind of wingers we have: Ademola Lookman, Samuel Chukwueze, sometimes Iheanacho on the flank, Moses Simon. You know, we go into games and 90 minutes, 90 plus minutes, and we hardly see crosses. We're not even talking about spamming crosses, just but you have a 6'7" center forward. At least even try to exploit it once in a while. Put decent balls in the box to exploit it. It's an option that even in Manchester City, when the push comes to shove, they try to get Haaland. When Kevin De Bruyne gets the ball, the first thought on his mind is, how do I find Haaland in the box? So it's an option that you're supposed to use. It's one of his strengths. Play to his strengths. And I think the players we have are wingers that like to cut in and try to force the issue into the box. And I think that's where we are going to have a lot of that, and Onuachu is the unlucky victim in this situation.
What did you make of Fisayo Dele Bashiru's performance?
I think it was good. I think he offers something different, a genuine goal threat from attacking midfield. Iwobi cannot shoot for the life of his shots are like passes. And I think Fisayo Dele Bashiru gives us something extra. Funny enough, his brother was supposed to be the one to make the step up, but he made it before his brother. But he has shown quality. It shows that he made a move from the championship to Turkey, and we felt at that age, going to Turkey this early in your career might be a step down. But I think he has shown that his quality is still there for us to see, making step up to the Super Eagles, and he's doing very well.
All right, we'll leave the Super Eagles for now, and we hope for the best in the future. Let's talk about the present. Rangers versus Enyimba at the Cathedral. It was supposed to be the highlight of the season. It was supposed to be the perfect advertisement for Nigerian football, but it descended into chaos. Embarrassing scenes. For those who haven't seen it yet, I'm sure you're going to get the pictures on your screen. Rangers got a penalty. Enyimba players felt it was a wrong call. That call was made in the added time. I don't want to put a specific time, but it was given in added time. The players, that's Enyimba players, remonstrated with the assistant referee. From the clips that I saw, I want you guys to judge for yourself. I saw the players in the faces of the assistant referee at some point shoving the assistant referee, and from then on, hey, he descended. But before then, or how did you get to a position where a stadium of 22,000 capacity saw fans encroach on the tracks? Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Then from then, you can't control situations like that.
I think it shows the failure of the NPFL, the IMC, everybody involved in Nigerian football at this point in time. This is how when push comes to shove, when the best is expected, this is where they drop the ball completely. We've seen stadiums like Wembley, 90,000 capacity. We don't see issues like this. Crowd control is one of the most important things when you are managing a large. And it shows why for every 10 steps we take forward, one step we take forward, we take 10 steps backward. And that's why we are where we are now. When you sell out a stadium, you're not meant to sell out to full capacity, because at the end of the day, you may not be able to control the crowd. And all those things, and the nature of Nigerian fans, they are volatile in nature. We see things like this in Turkey also, but they're able to control it to a certain extent. And I think the LMC should take the blame. The NFF should also take the blame. And everything just comes together to put paid to what was supposed to be an exciting period for, an advertisement for Nigerian football, and it turned out the way it turned out.
It's so sad. It's so sad that in 2024 we still deal with issues like this. We haven't found a way around it. Like you said, Turkey, you have barricades. The fans can do whatever they want to do in the stands. Even at that, you have measures to control them so it doesn't spill over. Not just on the field, but also in the stands. But here, we take everything with levity. There's no control. There's no planning. Hey, you can't blame those who don't watch the league. You can't blame them. Safety is very important. Do I feel safe going into the stadium to watch the game in company of friends or families? I cannot take my child to that stadium from what I saw. So all of this, hey, it feels like it's one step forward, 10 steps backwards. That's how I think. And we need the hammer definitely will come on
Whoever is involved,
both or
nobody's
either
taking
club.
accountability.
Yeah,
That's
but
the sad part.
it is going to come down on them. All right, David, before we go on a break quickly from Roland Garros, 2 weeks of exciting tennis, and we come down to 2 winners, WTA. It is Igor Swiatek, 3rd consecutive French Open title, 4th overall, 5th Grand Slam singles title. Only Monica Seles and Justin Henin won 3 consecutive singles title at a venue.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've been crying out for consistency on the WTA circuit for a long, and along comes Igor Swiatek, you know, the outstanding player. You know, we've seen challenges from Coco Gauff, from Arina Sabalenka, but the way and manner in which she sweeps them aside when she comes up again, it shows that she's the outstanding player of the WTA at this point in time. I think her dominance is going to extend for a long period of time. You know, I think she's relatively new on the circuit, but she has more bagels. You know, in tennis we call bagels 6 loves. You know, the way she dispatches 6 loves, it shows that she's really a quality player, very mechanical in her style of play. And I think she's the real deal, and she's here to stay. Are
we getting into that period where we see a replica of what Nadal did on the men's side, on the female side with Swiatek?
I absolutely believe so. And I think it's when you watch the games that she plays against her nearest competitors, you see, you know, she takes the game completely away from them. I remember the semi-final against Gauff. It felt like Gauff had a chance, but it got to a point she took the game completely from her, dominated. And I think that's where that Nadal sort of dominance is going to also show in the WTA.
All right, quick start for Igor Swiatek. She's won 35 of 37 games at the Roland Garros. She's won 21 consecutive games at Roland Garros. Swiatek also has not lost in Paris since 2021. Only Chris Evert and Steph Graf have won more French Opens than her. For Chris Evert, she's won 7. For Steph Graf, she's won 6. And of course, Igor Swiatek has 4. She dropped the fewest games in the French Open final since Henin beat Ana Ivanovic in 2007. And there were more records tumbling on the men's side. It was Carlos Alcaraz finally lifting the much coveted French Open. He's won 3 Grand Slam singles titles on all surfaces at 21. He becomes the youngest to do that.
Absolutely. I think this is the making of another Rafael Nadal in the main category. And I think it was really iconic when one of the first people to congratulate him after his victory was Rafael Nadal himself. So I think, you know, now he has a monkey off his back. You know, there's been a lot of talk of, is this the next Rafael, is this the next big thing? And I think he has gotten to this level. I think what is left now is Australian Open, and he would have done the complete set of all the majors. So I think it would be a good one for him. I think he really was solid, you know, from the, as soon as he defeated Yannick Sinner in the semi-final in that 5-set, I knew that he was really going to take apart whoever he came up against him.
But it was close.
Yes, it was close.
It was close, 5 sets. Zverev.
Yes, Zverev took him out. The credit to Zverev. Unfortunately, Zverev is now becoming the nearly man in the tennis circuit. You know, 2 finals he has lost, 6 semi-finals lost, and he has yet to win a major, a Grand Slam. And I think it's a big deal. But he will keep pushing. But Alcaraz is his time, and he's taking the very best of it.
Finally, before we go on a break, quick one: Formula One back to the top for Max Verstappen, 6th win in 9 races, 56 points ahead of Charles Leclerc, who had a disaster. Not just him, Ferrari had a disastrous race. In 2nd place was Lando Norris, and the guy who took pole position, George Russell, finished 3rd ahead of Lewis Hamilton. In fact, he overtook Lewis Hamilton with 3 laps to go. So it is expected, but it's getting closer.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm liking what McLaren are doing. I think most of Lando Norris. I think he's been my driver of this season. He's really put, you know, a challenge. He has more pole finishes than more podium finishes this season than he has ever had in his entire F1 career. And I think he's really pushing McLaren. Ferrari are really dropping the ball big time. Mercedes, we don't know what is going on. It seems like Lewis Hamilton is just biding his time. And then, well, this is his first time finishing the top 5, you know, this season. And I think we just expect an exciting season, but the inevitable will still happen. Verstappen and Red Bull.
A shout out to my guy, Fernando Alonso, finished 6th in Canada. All right, we'll do a break. When we come back, there's so much more on the show. Remember, I did talk about the European Championship that starts this weekend. We'll be doing a quick review. Don't change the channel. Welcome back. All eyes will be on Germany as, yes, The three-time European champions will host the European Championship.
Yeah.
David, we're looking forward to another spectacle.
Yeah.
The last time we saw the European Championship, it was a postponed event due to the COVID-19 situation we had in 2020. Italy are defending champions, but not so much for Italy going into 2024. We'll start with the group stages. In Group A, of course, you have the host country, Germany, Switzerland, Hungary, and Scotland.
Yeah.
Your top two to go from this group?
Oh, it's Germany and Hungary for me. I think Germany has the
Wow,
host,
at the expense of Switzerland?
Yeah, I think so. Hungary went throughout the entire qualifications unbeaten, 15 games unbeaten. And I think what Marco Rossi is doing at that, they have Dominic Szoboszlai, and they have some quality players also in and around this. And also the fact that in the last championship, they were in the same group with Germany and France, and they gave those two teams a fight. They've been on a very progressive path, and I think it's Germany and Hungary for me in that group. In
Group B, it is the group of death. Spain, Italy, Croatia, and Albania. Defending champions, Italy here. Two-time champions, Spain. Yeah. Croatia haven't gone to the final, but hey, dark horses, and of course, the debutant, Albania.
Well, I'm seeing Spain and Croatia in this. I think Italy will still fall short. I think the Spalletti experiment is not working out because they have a very disjointed squad, a lot of inconsistencies in that squad. They still don't know who their top 9 is going to be, and I think for that reason, Croatia, dark horses always. They still have. I don't know how they keep churning it out. They still foundation of their team, that midfield. You see players go, players come, but they still have a solid base in that midfield. I think for that reason, they'll progress along with Spain.
In Group C, we have England, Denmark, Serbia, Slovenia. England are favorites or joint favorites with France to win the European Championship, but. You get a feeling that all is not well in the English camp.
Yeah, it seems like that because Southgate, the way Amana has handled some of the issues that are selection issues, and everything just seems to add a lot of storm to an already stormy camp. But hopefully, the quality of the players will at least see them through the group stages, and then from there they will progress. Then I see Denmark also progressing along with them. I think they went on a magical run after the Eriksen issue in the last Euros. They got to the semi-final and they were knocked out by England. But I think this year they have a solid team, a decent team with Rasmus Højlund leading the attack. I think they will go through the group stages along with England. All
right, in Group D, another tough group: France, Austria, Netherlands, and Poland. This is a group that has star power, firepowers. Yeah. For France, of course, Kylian Mbappe. For Poland, Robert Lewandowski. For the Netherlands, they still rely on Memphis Depay. And Austria, the enigmatic Marko Arnautovic.
Well, I think, as usual, France are expected to be favorites in this group. But I see, I see Netherlands going through along with them also. So I think those are the two teams that will make it. It's going to be a tough group. Might be a lot of surprises, but those two teams will do enough to get through.
In Group E, we have Belgium, Ukraine, Romania, and Slovakia.
Well, I see Belgium, of course, without a doubt. They will top that group. And then I think...
remember at the last World Cup, they were knocked out in the group
stages. But I think Martinez is gone now. Tedesco is the man in charge. But I still don't know why he decided to drop Thibaut Courtois, the goalkeeping situation. Well, I think he would
No. Courtois said himself that, hey, I'm not fit, so I don't think I should be.
But I don't think the fitness was the only issue. I think, after the last World Cup, he came out and had his parts with the captaincy issue and all those things. But I think they will do enough. This is a group they can find their way through. Then I think Slovakia will also progress along with them.
Finally, in Group F, Portugal, Turkey, Czech Republic, and debutants Georgia.
Yeah, so it's Portugal for me, and I think Turkey, or Turkey as they like to be called. Funny thing, we have two teams, Turkey, Czechia. But I think Turkey will find a way. They have a solid core of players, and I think they will progress along with Portugal in this group.
All right, so I'm going to put you on the spot. Who's favorite to win this?
For me, it's France. France have their favorites to win it. They have all the quality enough to do it.
Top scorer?
Top scorer, I think Kylian Mbappe. This is a tournament. You want to sign off on a high and step into Madrid on a high.
Dark horses?
Dark horses. I've mentioned Hungary, and I don't know. I just have a lot of
Hungary, Croatia. Who are you sticking your net out for?
I still think Hungary. I think Croatia might come to the end of their cycle at this Euro, so I think Hungary will go as far as possible.
All right. Who's likely to disappoint?
The Netherlands, because I think I've hyped them a lot, but that squad is paper thin when you look at it. You look at some of the players they have there on their last legs, and then the younger players are not experienced enough. So I think they might disappoint. They are the nearly men in the Euros and even in the World Cup for a reason. I think they might fall short again this time.
And finally, MVP.
It might sound obvious, but it's Mbappe again. I think I just have that solid feeling that this is going to be his tournament. It's going to light up. You know, we've seen him in 2 consecutive international tournaments, the World Cup in 2018, the World Cup also in 2022. We light up this tournament. I think this one is also going to be another one for him.
But hey, he was disappointing at the last Euros. And we'll wrap up the show with what he said. His comparison with the Euros and the World Cup. He said for him, the Euros is more difficult and more complicated to win than the FIFA World Cup.
I think the headline sounds good, but the body of what he said did not make a lot of sense, because he said the teams are familiar with each other, so it makes it more cagey. But I think it's that familiarity that now breeds the content, you know, we are used to. So there's no much different. But when you are playing teams that you don't face on a regular, there are a lot of surprises. So I think that's why the World Cup for me is still more difficult to win than the Euros.
All right, that's the much we can take on the show today. I'm sure you had fun with us. Remember to follow us on our social media platforms at Sports Space are now showing on your screen. We also have lovely, lovely content for you on the YouTube page. Like and subscribe. We'll leave you with our video for the week. It is adios from me, Edwin and David. Nice having you on the show today.
Yeah, for me it's goodbye from David Abbey.